Hello friends, I am your friend Chetan Bhola and you are watching Bhola Mech Tech. So today in this video we are going to discuss about the engineering behind a spark plug. So please keep watching this video till the end. You are going to learn a lot of things about the spark plug and you are going to understand the spark plug up to its depth. If you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please subscribe it at this moment and don't forget to share this video to your friends also and hit the bell icon. First of all, I would like to introduce the different components of the spark plug to you, so that you can get familiar to it. So this line you can see over here is the ground electrode, and this red line is the pure copper nucleus for the easy dissipation of the heat and the charge from the top to the end. And this blue the covering of this pure copper nucleus is the nickel alloy capsule in which the copper nucleus is fitted, and this is also conducting material, so that's why it is a part of the electrode only. And after that there is some gap, and that gap is known as the closed clearance, so as to control the heat dissipation from here to the outside, and so as to also so that it can also restrict the leakage of the voltage from here to the ground in this direction. After that there is a longer insulator nose. These black lines are the longer insulator nose. These are the insulators. And after that there is a wider insulator base. This is a wider insulator base. These are the threads by which it is going to fit inside the engine. This is the body. This is the elongation of length, so that because this spark plug is going to be fitted really inside the fins, in between the fins of the engine, or you may say the water jackets. So it is going to be deep inside the engine. You can rarely see the port of the actual where it is going to be fitted. You can just fix it by some tools. So that's why this is the whole image of the spark plug. Now coming to some facts about it. The life of a spark plug is 10,000 to 16,000 kilometers. As higher will be the quality of the spark plug, higher will be the life of the spark plug. So we all know the functioning of the spark plug is really simple. It is just gonna convert the electrical energy into the spark energy, or you can say the heat energy or the spark. If we put two different potential, a really high potential in front of each other, what will happen? The air between this, okay, I will explain you the working in really depth. What happens is, when two different electrodes come in front of each other, what happens is, if the potential is really high, what will happen? The air between these two electrodes will get polarized. The positive side will be attracted over negative, and the negative side will be attracted toward the positive side of the electrode. What will happen if the potential keeps on increasing? What will happen? These polarization will be much more, and the attraction of the positive to the negative and negative polar to the positive electrode will be more. And if the potential reaches a certain level, this molecule of the air is gonna divide or split up, and the positive side will get stick to the negative electrode, and the negative side will get stick to the positive electrode. And when this whole process takes place of the dissipation of the or the splitting of this air molecule, this produces spark. As a spark, when it is going to strike it, it is going to generate some light and heat kind of energy, and that energy is you can see that energy as a spark. So in this way the spark takes place. Here also there are two electrodes. One, this blue electrode is the positive electrode, that is it is getting the energy from after the CDI and the ignition coil. After ignition coil, the current is coming to this point, and after that the potential is given to this electrode. And this is the grounded electrode. This is the grounded electrode, which is connected directly grounded by the engine block, and that engine block is already grounded. So these 2 points are at higher push at a really high potential, and it is having some gap between them, due to which there again the air molecules between these two electrodes are going to split and making some spark. So in this way the spark is generated inside the spark plug. Now coming to the requirement of having a good spark plug. The resistance to prevent the current leakage is really important, because when this electrode is coming out, what happens is, you can see this is also grounded, so it can also act as a ground electrode, and it is already a positive electrode. What will happen, it could have happened the spark is generated over here, or the voltage may leak from here, or the current may leak from here. If something like that happened, then the spark would not be generated the place where it is required. Another thing is the proper gap is required. If the gap is more than certain limit, then the spark will not generate. And if the gap is less than a certain limit, then what will happen is the spark is not going to be generated that long, because the spark should be longer so as to provide a proper ignition for the or combustion of the fuel. Now coming to another point, that is reaching combustion chamber is also important, because if this part of this spark plug doesn't reach the exact point of the combustion chamber, then the fuel is not going to catch that fire, and it is not going to ignite. Another point is electrode temperature should be between 500 to 800 degrees Celsius only, because if the temperature reaches above 900 degrees Celsius, it may cause the pre-ignition of the fuel, because the fuel will take the energy from the electrode only, without before the spark is generated, it is going to collect the energy from the electrode and starts burning, so it may lead to pre-ignition. Now the insulator, the main role of the insulator is, because this insulator is required to provide the protection from the leakage of the current, but also there is one more important point that is needed to be considered over here, is temperature sustain is also a most important point in this, because if the temperature goes less than 500 degrees Celsius, then it is not going to be providing that environment for the fuel to ignite. Now coming to the materials that are used in this spark plug, the body that is used is the low carbon steel. Is the body these threads are cut on the low carbon steel. This is the electrode of the low carbon steel. Now coming to the insulator. The insulator is a sintered aluminium. It can be of the ceramic. It was previously of the ceramic, but for providing much better insulation, the material has changed a lot. The electrode which is used in this spark plug is the rare earth yttrium. The rare earth yttrium provides a better conduction of the spark, better production of the spark, and also better conduction of the heat towards the combustion chamber, because if the temperature reaches higher than 900, then pre-ignition can take place. Now coming to a really important point that I didn't tell you still yet, the voltage generation, the voltage required to produce that spark, a better spark, is 12,000 volt to 25,000 volts. This amount of voltage is generated in between these two electrodes, and you might be thinking about how this high amount of voltage is generated. So I have made up a video prior to this video about CDI, rectifier, and ignition coil. So you must watch that video so that you can know how this process takes place to generate this much amount of the voltage. You can get the link over here. So please click on that link and please watch that video, because that video is really helpful. So this is whole how it works. If this much amount of voltage is generated inside it, it can go up to 45,000 volts also. So if this much amount of voltage is required is generated, then the polarization of this insulator can also takes place. So that's why the insulator is must be a really resistive insulator, so that it can just control or protect the leakage of the voltage of the current. So I think you got to learn a lot of things about the spark plug. If you still have any doubts and any queries, you can please feel free to ask me in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please tell me how do you like this video. If you didn't like this video, please tell me in the comment section below so that I can improve myself. Thanks a lot guys for watching. Please keep watching, keep sharing, and keep supporting. If you didn't subscribe my channel, please subscribe it at this moment. Click on that bell icon so that you can get notified about each and every new video. Thanks a lot guys. Please keep loving.
Is it